Thank you, Manix. Yeah, hi everybody. I am Burb. So this is Dracula 2, which is the Japanese version of Castlevania 2. The reason I'm doing this version is because we have some kind of interesting glitches in this version. So this was released on the Famicom Disk System for the Famicom, which was like a floppy disk system for the Famicom. And we can abuse the fact that you have loading screens and that the game, when you die, it will always try to put you back on the last tile where you touch solid ground. So if you jump into a transition and die without touching the ground, it'll then put you back before the transition, but it already loaded the new data, which really messes up with the game, causing all sorts of glitched maps and stuff. You'll see it. So it's 100% all mansions, so we have to get all the quest items and such. So I will go ahead and begin. We're gonna start off with a bit of a heart grind because we need some hearts to buy the white crystal and holy water. We don't require, if you've seen the NES version, you kind of want to get 13 hearts here. With this route, which is marathon safe, we don't need this grind to be successful at all. We want hearts, of course, but it doesn't matter if we get enough hearts or not. So we're just kind of waiting for night at this point. So we might as well grind a little bit of hearts. We're gonna spend the night in town and grind even further. And that will be the only grind throughout the entire run. Just staying quiet because I go by the music here when I need to leave. Go now. So I'm not sure we got enough, so I'll just quickly pause to check. Nah, we needed 2 more hearts, but that's fine. It would be nice if we got enough, but it's not required, like I said. It just meant that we would be able to get the holy water now, as opposed to after the next grind. Which means that after night turns back into day again, we need to be at this door. Rather than we can go early over to the left here and kind of exit town as it turns to night. So it's like a 20-second difference. It's not a big deal at all. So we're gonna do a second grind here. Like I said, it's not only for the holy water. We also want to get a whip upgrade after the night is done. So we're gonna head over to the left and get ourselves a morning star, which costs 200 hearts. Then the holy water is 50s, and you can carry 256 hearts, so we basically need to max out on hearts, which is normally the case. We should also get a level up here, and that will probably as well only be the only level up that we get throughout this run. Another difference with this version is, well, you can hear the music is different from the NES version if you are familiar with it. The Famicom Disk System had some additional hardware. Some people really don't like this soundtrack. I didn't either at the start when I started running this, but it definitely started growing on me the more I played this. So it's kind of something that you just have to get used to. We also have a save system. So in this run we have save and quits, which will then basically warp us back to the starting town, allowing us to save some backtracking. So we'll do that twice, I think. So yeah, right now, just grinding, but don't worry. We'll get to more exciting gameplay in a bit. It's just a couple of minutes here to start. Just load up on hearts, and then we're good to go for the rest of the run. are at 156. We have a couple of hours left, in-game hours. It is important that I don't game over as I start going over to the left side of the map after this grind. Because we're hitting a mansion as well after getting that whip. And we need to buy an oak stake there for 50 hearts, so we can buy the whip and have some hearts left over. That would be nice. Then we can skip some of the grinding for that oak stake. So I'm gonna try to play it extremely safe once I leave town here. Okay. Just a little bit more. I only have a single monitor, so I can't see my splits, otherwise I would go by a split time for when I need to leave here. Instead I have to just like pause and check the time, and I still misjudged it. But yeah, that's okay. So we'll get the whole water here, and yeah, basically the run starts now. So we are gonna head over to the left. There's 2 towns on the left side. Well, we need to go over to the second one. We will buy the whip upgrade, and then we'll do a wrong warp. Ways to do that swamp a lot faster, but it's also riskier, and since I really don't want to game over and lose the hearts, we're just playing it safe. It's a trick you can do on moving platforms like this. See if I can get it. Yeah, so I got a little long jump there. Need to release the D-pad and then press jump on the very next frame. A little speed boost you can do. It's kinda neat. Pretty hard to get sometimes though. So we'll get 1 death. For sure, but I do now want to take a second. Because we need to waste 1 life for the wrong warp, so yeah, I can't die again. I'll play it very safe here. Okay, those blobs can be a big issue. Thankfully they let me live, so we're good. We have 232 hearts, so we have 32 extra hearts for the oak stake. Once we do the wrong warp. So we only need to get a couple. Oh, missed the floor drop. I'm not sure why I went to the menu there. You don't need to equip a whip. But yeah, so now we're setting up for our first wrong warp in the game, so we will enter a glitch world very briefly, and that will take us to Brahm's mansion, which you normally need to get the Dracula's heart and show to the boatman We can just skip that with a wrong warp here. Missed jump. So it is fine. Just have to go up here again. So the game will load. I will jump into the void and die. And the game will get confused of where to put me. And yeah, that's a glitch world. And it just so happens that if you jump right, it'll take you to Brahms Mansion. So yeah, now we're in the Brahms Mansion. It also works out pretty nicely that we had to take one death and then a second death for that wrong warp there. Because then after we get the item here and kill death, then we can die to death and take a intentional game over and just save on the backtracking, go back to the start. So it's pretty neat. From that point we will then start exploring the right side of the map. We'll take out 3 more mansions. So we need, basically don't need to grind at all, just need 1 more drop. Okay, we're good. No grinding required. That's neat. Very nice. Touching the staircase again, that will reset my subpixel, which is required to get this floor drop, which I missed. Probably gonna play it safe and touch the stair again here. It is a frame perfect input, so it's easy to miss it. Just miss it twice, okay. Try it for the 3rd time. There we go, okay. I didn't want to take the stairs down because then that Spear Knight would likely knock me into the spikes, which we don't want. Do a bonk there to set up for this floor drop. Into another wrong warp right into that room. And we'll kill him with the holy water. Wow, he didn't really want to die there. It was a bit of a rough fight, but at least it'll be a quick death for the game over. So that is our first save and quit. I would like to equip the holy water here. Do jump and 2 bonks, which is the setup for that floor up. It's a lot to memorize for all of those setups. They are different too from the US version. Slightly different. Some are the same, but many of them are very different. Another difference with the floor drops is that if you miss a floor drop after you set up, you can't try it again, which you can on the US version. You can just jump up and try again for many of them. That is not a thing here. Your subpixel gets completely messed up, and yeah, you're not gonna get that very fast if you just try to whip at it. So it's better to just go find stairs, like I did in Brahms Mansion. reset that subpixel. There's a platform there. You can only see it if you have a crystal equipped. It's still there, still active. You just can't see it. You don't have a crystal equipped. So, no, Simon didn't just jump on air. Although that would be a nice ability, but yeah, that's not what happened there. So another really neat thing about using this route, which is a marathon safe one, is that we will get a lot of hearts from here on forward until yeah, I don't know, 15 minutes further is the next save and quit. So we'll get a lot of hearts. So we basically do not need to worry about hearts at all for the rest of the run. As opposed to the world record route, which is way more tight on the hearts and very hard to get a run of good pace going. Yeah, very rough with the hard grinds there. It's not a big difference time-wise. And there's an example of a double 4-drop. So 2 mansions done. So the items that we need, they are the 6 Dracula parts, the rib, the heart, the eye, the ring, the nail. Oh, yeah, and the crystal. So that's 5, not 6. And then we also need the magic cross, which is in Laruba Mansion. We'll go there shortly. There's also other differences in this version versus the US release. So you're probably familiar, if you've ever seen a Castlevania 2 speedrun, you're probably familiar with the blob boost, and that is not a thing here. Simon's physics are slightly different. When you jump and you whip at the same time, you gain a lot of extra height in the US version. You still gain a couple pixels in this version, but not enough. It is not enough to make blob boost possible, so yeah, that is not a thing here. We do have an alternative using a wrong warp, which is pretty much the same speed. Also, due to the fact that we have save and quits available, allowing us to warp back to the beginning, this is faster. If you don't count the loads, this is faster than the US 80%. Kinda close, but technically it is faster. I'm playing on a Mister system, which has about 2 minutes of load times. Very similar to a power pack on NES. You can play on whatever you want. The load times are converted for leaderboards. I'll need to take some damage there. I usually do that on my way, but I totally forgot. So here's another wrong warp. This one doesn't save much time, but we'll be using this one twice. So we'll, after this match, we'll go back here again. But what this allows us to do is we can access this mansion without getting the blue crystal, which, if you notice, it was night, so I would have to wait until daytime to be able to get it. But due to the screen, how it's being scrolled, this is just open. So that's a good use of that wrong warp. Allows me to go here earlier. Check my heart counts. Yeah, we're good on hearts. We need 100. We had 110, so that's fine. We'll touch the staircase here for a floor drop coming up. Jumped a little early there, that's fine. Can do a quick warp. Oh no, I actually got it. Okay, I thought I jumped late for sure. Now I need to jump over here, down here, and then up. And that should set me up for this floor drop. I didn't intend to take all that damage, but that's actually fine. I should not take any more damage. Or a warp again. Only 3 people have done runs of this category. That's myself, Saftrish, and K-Knight. We would love for more people to get into the FDS side of Simon's Quest. We have a lot of interesting categories. I think why many people don't is because, well, most people have an EverDrive if they're playing on hardware, or if they're playing on emulator. Then the load times are pretty long. The best way to play it would be on a power pack or a Mister, because then the load times are very short. There's also the Wii Virtual Console, also has very fast load times, but unfortunately the emulation is inaccurate. Almost walked into that zombie because he's glitched and has more HP than the normal zombies. Yeah, the emulation of the Wii Virtual Console version is not accurate, so the wrong warps don't work out as they're supposed to. Like the warp that I just did in the mansion, you just end up falling for a very, very long time and come out in a different spot. So it does work for the 80% run, which is under 4 minutes. But for these longer categories like 80%, all mansions, or 100%, or anything like that, it doesn't really work. So now we're doing the same warp again. But we will be going to the right. So this is what will replace the blob boost. This will take us to Glitch Town, where we're jumping on Katakana. We have 2 more glitch screens, and then we will arrive at Laruba Mansion. Need to be very careful here and make sure that I hit forward on the D-pad and jump at the same time, otherwise there's only like 1 pixel that you can stand on there, so if you start falling there, Simon will just like fall, not endlessly, but for like 3 minutes straight. which is not great for a speed run. And then eventually Run will appear. I have enough hearts for the oak stick, but it would be nice with some extras, so I won't stay here and grind, but if I get hearts on my way, that's nice, so I'll just kill everything on my way. Except the next one here. I'll skip this one. So here's the ring, and then we'll fight Camilla, get the magic cross. And after that we only have the nail. We need to grab. Kind of 64, so we can use a couple of knives. Very important that we get this oak steak before we game over here. Because getting it in the final mansion is very out of the way. Let me try for a floor drop setup here. Oh, nice, I got it. Usually don't go for that setup. Nice. Got a long jump again. Right, so we also need to grab the red crystal here. That is also required to get to Dracula. So now we only need one more item, which is the nail. So basically we're going in the same way where we went to buy this whip earlier at the start of the run, but we're going one more screen left. And from there we'll take a tornado that will warp us straight to the final mansion. Okay, I will try for this. I don't get it very often. Yeah, I didn't get it. So if you transition the screen on the same frame that it turns into night, you'll end up actually skipping the night altogether, and it will stay being day for a very long time. Which is nice because enemies take double damage during the night, so it would speed up some screens. I think it's worth trying for, because it's very close to night when you get to that transition. So. Oh, nice, we got a long jump out of the tornado. And it didn't jump, that's okay. So now we have everything. All we need to do is go to Dracula's castle, which is just going right from here. Probably about 5 minutes left or so. Okay, so this knife throw right here is kind of tricky, because I have this long transition. Okay, I got it. It is very easy to do in the US version, but due to having the longer transition with the load here, it makes it more tricky, plus the fact that Simon doesn't jump as high in this version, so it's hard to get the height for the throw. So unfortunately we game over and lost our hearts. Would be nice to have some hearts for the next screen. A bunch of mummies and birds, which deal a lot of damage, so I might have another death before Drac, we'll see. Yeah, it's okay. So there is a quad drop you can do here, doing 4 floor drops in a row. It is very hard to do specifically in this version, because this version lags a lot less than the NES version. You actually have no lag in the mansion here, which makes it very hard to get. I will still try for it, but I would be just happy with 2. Nope, got 1. But yeah, you can fall all the way down. All the way to the door. You can also jump into Drac's room here, which I will do. But if you jump too late, you actually soft lock. Simon will miss the trigger and just continuously walk into the bottom block there forever, which is bad. Ooh, he actually got out. Okay. So I had a death to Drac there. So that should have been the end of the run there. I'm not sure what the time was. But I'll check the VOD later, see, because I feel like it was a pretty good run, other than that. So the trick is to get a crit on Dracula. Which is basically hitting him with the holy water on like the frame that the holy water is supposed to despawn. Normally you'd have to crit him twice because he has 240 health, which is why I do 7 whips on him first. Crit does 185 damage. Okay, there we go. That is the end of the run. So that looked like a 38 something. Low 38, I think. So very late on the split there, because I had to switch over to my PC. But yeah, that is the end of Dracula 2. Basically, Simon's Quest's Japanese version on the Famicom Disk System. Hope you enjoyed. Felt like that was a very good run, other than dying to Drac. Then if you take away the load times, you can subtract another 2 minutes. It's basically exactly 2 minutes of loads with the method that I'm using to playing this. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed the run. Thank you for watching, and stay tuned for more runs.